Good morning. Today is Tuesday, August 27th, 2024. It's 9:30 a.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order.
Be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Greater Madawaska calls to order the August 27th, 2024 special council meeting at 9:32 a.m.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We have quorum? Yes. We have quorum. Thank you. I'd like somebody to move and second. Councillor Tripp. Councillor Tripp, second by Councillor Thompson. All in favor? That is unanimous, so carried. Thank you. Approval of agenda, please. 2.1.
That the agenda of the special council meeting of August 27, 2024 be approved as presented.
Do we have a mover? Councillor Thompson, second. Councillor Tripp. Thank you. All in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Declaration of pecuniary interest or the general nature thereof. There is none seen. Thank you. We will move on to section 4.1, Fire Department Boat Donation Resolution 153-24. Resolution, please.
That council accept the donation of a 2022 Alumina Craft Prowler boat from Lise O'Neill for the purpose of transporting personnel and equipment to water access only fire scenes.
Thank you. Do we have a mover? Councillor Thompson?
Councillor Tripp.
Second by Councillor Tripp. Background, please.
So in June 2024, Greater Madawaska was approached about a boat donation. After discussions and review, it was decided the boat would work for us. As most of you are aware, Greater Madawaska is made up of many bodies of water, which has been a challenge for the fire department with no boat. Currently, in the event of water access only incidents, the fire department relies on borrowing a boat either from a resident or from a firefighter. This year, we have required a boat for 2 of our incidents, and last year we had approximately 4 incidents where a boat would have been used, including the Centennial Lake wildfire, where we used 2 residents' boats and as well as a neighboring fire department boat. The boat being donated will assist us with access to more properties in the case of a structure, wildland, or medical emergency. This boat will not be used for water rescue at this time. After completion of the donation process, the boat will be wrapped to identify it as a GMFD unit, and the wrap will also help protect the condition of the boat. One of my top priorities when I came in as the new fire chief was to implement another boat into our fire apparatus. And thankfully, with Lise O'Neill's donation, we're going to move into that direction, and she's greatly assisted us with this. Some of the costs associated, so there's one-time costs of $6,000. This is for the licensing for firefighters, the boat wrap, personal flotation devices, and then storage for this year until we sort that out on the following year. There is a yearly fee of $1,000 for the insurance.
Thank you. Any questions from council? Councillor Thompson, no. Councillor Tripp, go ahead.
Thank you. This is very exciting news. Will the township be issuing a tax receipt for the donation? And if so, how is that number arrived at?
Thank you. Treasurer, take this, or CAO?
Yeah, so there will be a tax receipt issued. We would have to get the market value of the boat, and we'll issue it from there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. And just to be clear, that tax receipt does not have any impact upon the ratepayers, correct? It's a federal tax receipt?
It would be a donation receipt, yes. It has nothing to do with property taxes.
Perfect. Thank you. Any other questions from council? Councillor Thompson.
I'm just curious how this came about. Like, was there a call for donations, or was this somebody who saw the need? And I mean, it's wonderful. I'm just curious.
Yeah, there's no call for a donation. This was just, to be honest, a random donation, and it worked out really well for us.
Yeah, great. And does the resident who's donating it, will they be getting any kind of recognition for it, public recognition? Or do they?
Yeah, we'd probably use some of our social media pages, as well as Usually when something like this is donated, we put a plaque on the item. So we have a few things in the fire hall already that have that. So we'll probably move forward with that as well.
Great, thank you.
Councillor Tripp?
Thank you. Just to follow up to Councillor Thompson's comment, a lot of boats traditionally will carry a name on the back of it. Any thought to designating the name based on the historical engagement of this individual in the community? Just a thought, not a request. Just planting the seed for further thought. Thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely something we'll look into. To be honest, I've never thought of that. So.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from council at this time? There are none seen. All in favor? That is unanimous, so carried. Thank you. We'll move on to section 5.1, letter of support for Reverend Ryan Kim.
So we've drafted just a quick resolution for consideration for council. So that council directs staff to draft a letter for support for Reverend Ryan Kim's application for permanent residency.
Thank you. Do we have a mover?
Councillor Tripp?
Councillor Thompson, then Councillor Tripp. Sorry, one's on time delay, I guess. And yeah.
Okay.
So Reverend Kim, who has been the Reverend for three different churches, or three churches simultaneously in our region, two in McNabb Braeside and our own United Church here in Calabogie. He is a graduate of University of Toronto with his master's degree, and he has been in our area for approximately 10 years serving these three churches. He has raised his two children here who are all at university at this present time, and Reverend Kim is going to be applying for his permanent resident status, or his Canadian citizenship status. Unfortunately, to do that, he has to apply from his own country, from his country of origin, which is South Korea. So he's flying back to South Korea Thursday to start the process, and has approached the council to ask for a letter of support to show his importance. Well, this is not his words; these are my words. To show his importance and commitment to the community. If anybody has met Reverend Kim at any of our events, because he's out at pretty well all of them, he's very, very hands-on and extremely supportive of our community. He's each year at he's at the cenotaph for our Remembrance Day. He's an integral part of this community, and I think that he would be greatly missed if he was not be allowed to come back and be a permanent resident or citizen of Canada. And I think this letter of support showing his worth and his value to our community would be greatly received as part of his application. Any questions from council? Any comments? Councillor Tripp.
Thank you. So first, I full-heartedly support and agree with this suggestion or move. Ryan had also reached out to me as well, asking for a letter of support through a different hat. I'm very involved with the local church and see his engagement within the church, but the church's engagement through his leadership in our community. So there would be another letter coming from me outside of my role as council. To that end, whatever is drafted, I will share should the decision of council be to move forward on this, so that our messaging is synchronized, not necessarily the same, because then it's the appearance of just a form letter. But I think each of us in our different silos have a different message of support for his importance in the community, and not just our community. He provides leadership initially to 3 churches, now to 2, us and the one in White Lake. The church is struggling to find pastoral care, and especially challenging in rural areas. And this has been his passion since his inception to Canada. Outside of the church, He has been an exemplary model of what our immigration policy should be. Someone who came to the country. He has raised two girls who are Canadian, or one is Canadian, the other is studying music abroad. They too have gone through university. He supported their university. He supported his role in terms of the tax income to Canada. And his situation is based on lack of resources. He does not make much as a pastor and just didn't have the capacity or the funds to pursue the cost of
Councillor Tripp.
his citizenship.
Councillor Tripp, I'm just going to stop you there for a second. I think we might be crossing a bit of a line if we're talking about his finances and things, and so I think we should stop.
Good, thank you. Perfectly right.
And the other item I just want to, just the other item I want to clarify is this letter that you'll be writing, you will not be writing or signing as a counselor, you'll be signing as a parishioner of the church, correct?
Correct. And
I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, it's completely independent. But I think I will share a draft of the copy as well with the CAO just to have on record.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions, comments, concerns from council? All in favor for writing this letter of support? That is unanimous, so carried. Thank you. We'll now be moving on to 6.1, bylaw approval resolution 154-24.
Be it resolved that the following bylaw, 45-2024 confirmatory, be deemed read a first, second, and final time and passed by council at the special council meeting held August 27th, 2024.
Thank you. Do we have a mover? Councillor Tripp, second by Councillor Thompson. All in favor? That is unanimous, so carried. Thank you. 7.1, motion to adjourn, resolution 155-24.
That the special council meeting of August 27th, 2024 be adjourned at 9:44 a.m.
Do we have a mover? Councillor Tripp, second, Councillor Thompson. All in favor to adjourn? Thank you. That is unanimous, so carried. It is 9:44 a.m. Thank you for your time.